All right. Hey, guys. We are on episode 5, I believe.
Oh, it's 5.
Yeah.
Awesome. And we're here with Joel McCoy, Joel Edward McCoy. We asked you like 5 times before we even started. Yeah.
You nailed it. Perfect. Yeah.
Nailed it.
So Joel is a musician, first and foremost, and an actor as well, right?
Yes, right.
Yeah.
And we was talking about in that order. First musician.
Musician, actor.
And then?
Whatever else falls in
Nonsense, troublemaker, I don't know.
Troublemaker, yeah. So where are you from originally?
So I was born in San Diego, California.
Me
actually.
too.
Yeah?
Yeah, like Mira Mesa area for me. But
Well, I was born in the Navy hospital.
Okay.
Because my dad was in the Marine Corps. So I was born in San Diego. I spent the first 3 days of my life there. And then we moved to the Kansas side of the Kansas City area.
Okay.
It's where my mom's parents are from. So
nice.
we moved to be closer to them. And then my dad's side of the family lives in the Quad Cities up in Iowa. So we're like 30 minutes from my mom's side. We're like 6 hours from my dad's side, which is better than being, a million miles away in California.
Yeah. So
I know it's not really a million miles, but
it is.
yeah, it's a million miles. Yeah.
Feels like it, yeah.
And how long have you been here?
I've been here. I moved here in November of 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
2022, that's, you're kind of like a new resident then, in a way.
Yeah, new where it feels like I've been... Feels like I've been here a lifetime, though. Like, it's crazy. Like, so much has happened since I got here.
Like what? Tell us.
So when I was insanely blessed when I moved here. I had enough money and savings and stuff that I didn't have to go get a part-time job somewhere. So I was able to spend all day, every day, going to every writer's round, every jam session, running around Broadway like a crazy person, just like introducing myself to people and getting them to let me sit in and play songs and stuff. And I knew a handful of people that lived here already before I moved. And so I'd go out and do stuff with them and network and just start getting myself worked into the music scene. And just slowly I got to the point where last summer I was playing like 2 to 3 times a week down on Broadway.
How is that?
It's fun. It's Broadway.
What bars do you perform at?
I played at Lucky Bastard, The Stage, Whiskey River, like those types of places. I've done the TC circuit a few times. That's like Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean.
I was like, I don't even know. I'm from here. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I remember the Tootsie circuit. A lot of friends of mine would do the Tootsies and Rippies and all that.
Yeah, actually, my first gig when I moved here, my first paid gig when I moved here, was Christmas Eve, the Tootsie's rooftop.
Oh wow! Okay, God, that's got to be hectic. It was probably packed.
It was
2022. Yeah, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it was interesting because it was like hit or miss because it's Christmas Eve, so it was like people should be going and having Christmas with their families, but like we'd have like a wave of people, and then like it would empty out for like 30 minutes, and then there'd be like another wave of people.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people that even on Christmas Day, like you spend time with your family during the day, then you go out to the bars at night. That was like a tradition. I don't know. Maybe it's like a weird Nashville thing.
I'm the opposite. I don't know. I spend Christmas and then it's just whatever I want to do afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would do like Christmas during the day with my family, and then try to unwind at home, watch a movie or something. And
I guess I'm just weirdo. I don't know. So we said that you are also an actor. How did you get into that?
So I did theater and stuff in elementary and middle school.
Yeah.
And when I got into high school, I kind of got to the point where I'm like, I need to like commit to one or the other. Do I want to do music or do I want to do acting? And for me, it was easy. I was like, I'm going to do music because I can still be kind of involved in acting because I can do the pit orchestra for like the musicals and stuff.
Yeah.
But I can't. Well, some people think I can sing. The very few who have heard me say I sound decent.
Can I put you on the spot? Can you sing something?
No.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, nothing? No. Okay, all right.
I'll try to harmonize with you. I'm a horrible singer, too.
But I definitely can't dance. So, like, I already knew just flat out I will not get cast in any musical theater stuff. But I can still be involved in the musical theater by being in the pit orchestra because I did band and stuff, too. So I can read, like, traditionally transcripted music.
Yeah.
And so, like, that, I kind of thought starting in high school that like the acting side of my life was pretty much over. But then
you were wrong.
Then I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. In 2019, so I was working a real job. I was working as a pharmacy technician.
Oh, that's a real job.
Yeah.
Why did you do that? I was like, that's a real job.
Yeah, because when they say real job, like pharmacy technician is a real job. Musician is not. Well,
Gotcha.
but it is. If you do any kind of service for money, it's a real job.
That's right.
Right? Music, pharmacy, doesn't matter.
Photography.
If someone says, I'm going to give you money to do a thing, that's a real job.
I have that problem though. I'm like, oh, I don't do this, but I'm actually getting paid for that. And I'm like, I am this. So I get it.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
So in 2019, I quit my real job, and I just for fun, I went and auditioned for a haunted house at our local amusement park.
Okay.
What was your role?
I was Jack the Ripper.
Oh, nice.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And it was cool because like that particular haunted house was like the main haunted house that like required the most acting skills, other than just like being able to jump out and scare somebody, because it was themed off of 1800s London, and we had to be like true to like the time period and the character and stuff. And they're telling us like, if anybody comes through here and asks for your social media, you don't know what that is because you're a ghost from 1800.
Right.
And we had like talk with the accent and stuff too, and so.
Oh, wow.
So that was kind of like my reintroduction into acting, and it's a much tougher role because like when you're acting with like just local normal people walking through who aren't in on it, you have to stay in character when they're like trying to mess with you and stuff too.
Yeah.
I think that would be harder. I'd put that like with improv a little bit. Cause,
yeah.
I'm bad at all of that.
And that's where I learned that like I was like really good at like clapping back at people and stuff too.
Nice.
Because
wow.
they would like
That's
try
really
to
fast.
because they would try to insult me, and I'd just like say something back at them, and
Yeah, you had to keep it that era thing, though, right?
Keep it going. Like I had this one group. It was like these like I don't know 13, 14-year-old boys coming through, and this guy was like making fun of me. He's like, "Ha, you work in a haunted house?" It's like I get down in his face. I'm like, "I might work in a haunted house, but I'm making enough money to give your mother everything your father can't."
Ooh, I like that.
Like the whole group just, oh my God.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's a good comeback.
It's like that's worse than getting scared in a haunted house is like getting burned by the guy who's supposed to be scaring you. So,
Like what? So speaking of roles, like what is besides that a favorite role that?
well, that was
Had
definitely
currently-
like my top favorite role.
To name people back.
Yeah, but really, like of the more recent stuff, it was opportunity to get to be a musician and an actor at the same time. Was with the Bright Morning Stars film where I got to play a session drummer in a recording studio.
And I
scene.
did your makeup on there.
That's right, you
It was
did.
such a hot room. Like
I know.
everyone was sweating.
Yeah.
Really, at that time, I was like, I'm not putting makeup. I'm just have paper towels and like wiping sweat off.
I know,
you
I felt terrible. I was like,
don't feel bad.
I was like,
It's
man,
fine.
maybe I shouldn't have drank so much water because I'm just like sweating like
pouring
crazy
it.
right now.
You're married to an actress named Gina, and she was on set supporting you. She was just so proud. She was
Yeah.
like, "That's my man." I was
Yeah.
like,
She's kind of my unofficial agent. Like most of the gigs I
Ooh,
get
okay.
her, like she found it first and then tells
Yeah.
me about it.
And that's how I met you.
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
through her.
So,
So,
I like that though. I remember when we was talking about that. It was because Gina came over and she was like, "My husband, he plays. He's a drummer," and I was like, "We need some musicians," and she's like, "And he's an actor." I was like, I'm almost at a point. I was like, I don't need actors. I just need somebody to just be able to really play.
And you
just,
killed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I had a line too. So,
You did,
yeah.
and you was he did, and it was I mean, spot on each time.
nice.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
funny. I love it. So you are inspired by Styx. We talked a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I want to know this.
Yeah,
the
so
story
when I
behind
was
Styx.
5 years old, my dad took me, well, my mom and dad, well, the whole family was there actually, took me to see Kansas and Styx at an outdoor concert, and it rained the whole time. And I remember just like being cold, wet, and miserable and 5 years old, but also at the same
wow.
time just like totally infatuated, especially when Styx came on. My dad always had the local classic rock station playing in the car anytime we were driving around anywhere. So that's why I heard the song "Come Sail Away" for the first time,
Oh, that's such a good song.
and I thought it was
Yeah.
so cool how like it goes from like this like light soft piano thing into like this like
Yeah.
rocking thing, and So like the entire concert, I'm just like anticipating hearing "Come Sail Away" and like, yeah. And at that moment, I was like, I want to be a rock star.
Yeah.
So
But then your person that you look up to, like, what's his
yeah.
name?
So the drummer
I
for
can tell like
Styx
I
is
know.
the drummer for Styx is named Todd Sucherman.
Yeah.
He's actually the second drummer that they've had. He's not the original. I think he joined like 94 or 95. The original drummer unfortunately passed away. But then he came in and he's been the drummer ever since. And,
Yeah.
you know, and I remember like watching him at that concert when I was 5 years old and just being like, that is so cool. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So,
And you was talking to us before.
And your besties,
And
right?
you was like, I can't believe, and I'll let you tell the story. You was like,
Yeah.
I can't believe
Yeah.
you did a master's class and it all turned out really good for you.
yeah, so he came to Kansas City on tour and he did a master class at our a local drum shop that we had in Kansas City. Unfortunately, the drum shop closed down last year, but
That's a bummer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't anything bad. You know, the owners retired and nobody bought it, so we're like, okay,
Yeah.
Time to go.
yeah. But yeah, he came. He did the master class, and it cost $300. It was like the best $300 I ever spent.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
You know, because I got to be like this close to Todd Sucherman and just like watching him do his wizardry or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was like super informative and like really helped me like with moving forward with my music career and everything. A couple years later, he comes back to Kansas City and does another master class, and it's like right before I'm about to move to Nashville. And I think, well, this will be like the last thing I do musically in Kansas City before I move to Nashville. So I went again, and like I talked to him after and told him I'm getting ready to move to Nashville and everything. He's like, "Oh, that's great. You know, keep me updated." And thought,
And you did.
Yeah, and I did. So yeah.
Oh,
So,
I think it's great.
so
That's cool.
when I moved to Nashville, Styx came to town. They played at the Ryman, and Todd was doing a drum clinic at the local guitar center. And so I go to the drum clinic, and I get in the meet and greet line after the clinic to get a picture with him and stuff. And it's my turn to go up and talk to him. And he looks at me, he smiles, he grabs one of his little pictures of himself, and he writes 2 Joe, looks up at me, "It's Joel, right?" I'm like,
Yeah.
Todd Sucherman knows my name.
Yeah.
That sounded like an amazing feeling, too.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
And,
I hear it.
and we took a picture together, and you know, he was friends with the owners of the drum shop in Kansas City, and we talked about that and like how, you know, they definitely deserve a happy retirement and everything. Like,
Yeah.
sad to see the shop go, but they did great service to the Kansas City drum community. And
Would you ever consider opening up your own shop or anything here? Or no?
Oh no, I'm more interested in like performing, recording,
Gotcha, yeah.
doing that kind of stuff.
Cool.
I mean, maybe when I'm get to the point where like I physically
Older,
can't.
yeah. Then it becomes, pass it on to a different generation.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. So do you have any upcoming projects, or you're always on Broadway now, right? Playing. Or?
So right now, I have one regular gig on Broadway. I play. It's actually a writers' round on Monday nights. So what happens is, I think they have like something like 10 to 15 artists that will come through. Like we start from 6:30, we go to 11, and each player gets to do 4 or 5 songs, like depending on how many people they have that night. And I just accompany them with a kick and snare with brushes.
Okay, yeah.
And
I was wondering because I was like, I feel stupid. I'm like, you're doing writers' round, but you're a drummer. But I guess
I kept thinking, I was waiting
Yeah.
to figure that. Yeah,
because I've just
snare
been like
makes
acoustic
sense, yeah.
ones. Yeah.
yeah,
Cool.
and it's a great way to meet other artists. And I have gotten a couple of gigs out of it. I've done some other gigs and stuff with some of the writers who've come through there. So it's
There you go.
been an awesome experience.
Hire Joel.
Yeah,
Go.
yeah.
Everybody heard Joel.
And this week I've got a one-off at Tin Roof on Broadway. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's
That
coming
one's
up.
crazy.
But I'm also I'm traveling with an independent artist right now. He's a Hawaiian guy that sings country. His name's Waylon Nihapali.
Oh wow.
We were in Portland, Oregon this last weekend, and we're
Is
gonna
he
be.
living in Tennessee?
Yeah,
Or-
he lives in Nashville,
Okay.
and then he's touring like the western states. So we were in Washington and Oregon, and we're doing Reno and Vegas coming up in a couple
I love
weeks.
Vegas. Yeah.
And because he's from Hawaii, after that we're doing 2 weeks in Hawaii.
That's what you was talking about. I was
Yeah.
like, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
You can take us with you.
Oh, yeah.
I've actually never been to Hawaii. I want to go. So
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
been either. I'm excited to.
no, excited for you.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, my grandpa was in the Navy, and he was stationed in Hawaii for a couple years. So,
Wow.
Oh,
yeah, so my grandparents were like really excited to hear that like I get to go to Hawaii because I've never been, and they used to live there. So,
yeah. Awesome. Well, cool. That's it for my questions.
I got one more for you. Have you ever had your favorite show of all time you ever got to play? It could be like if it was a coffee house. I know I'm a musician as well, so I mean, it's like, have you ever had like one, whether it was a big audience, little audience, like your favorite of all, that everything may be right for you or something?
oh man, so December 2018, I played for an artist at this venue in Kansas City, and we opened for Walker Hayes.
Okay.
And that show, like, it was probably like the most perfect show that we've ever played. Like, everything went off perfectly.
But that was a great feeling.
Yeah, the transitions were super smooth. Everything felt good, and one thing, like, shout out to Walker Hayes. He and his band, they were like super cool to work with and everything as well. During their sound check, and this is when that song "Fancy Like" was like at the height of its popularity.
Yeah.
And so during their sound check, Walker, like, he looks at us like we're standing out there like waiting for them to finish so we can go up and sound check. And he's like, "You guys want me to just play Fancy Like right now so that you don't have to sit through my entire set to hear it at the end of the night?" And we're
That's
like,
cool.
"Yeah, totally," because we we're tired and want to go home. We're done playing, but we'd like to hear the song. So they played Fancy Like for their sound check, and then during our set, his entire backup band they were in the wings of the stage and they watched our entire set.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Showed the support to y'all guys.
Yeah, that was
That's
cool.
That's really cool.
And then like our set went perfectly and everything
Couldn't
sounded
ask for
good.
better.
And people were really excited to see us, so it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you,
right.
Joel, for
Yeah,
coming
Joel,
out.
you're awesome.
Yeah.
Check him out on Broadway.
Yeah.
Trying to get you back again
10
soon.
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
All right,
Awesome.
guys.
Bye.
Right.